Hey folks, it's Ardwulf. Welcome to another episode of Ardwulf Presents. This is number 5 in the Vanguard Let's Play series from the Isle of Dawn. If you may recall from last time, we were doing some crafting quests, and what we ended up doing was heading into this building for the crafting tables, going to the Artificer shaping bench and making 3 structural reinforcements, and then going around to 3 different buildings here in Ten Trees Farmstead looking for some objects. They are actually these blocks and reinforcing the buildings. This half-built building here is one of the buildings. The big house over here is another. And this small house right ahead here was the third. And now we are going to go turn that in. One thing we have also done is to head over to the trainer, the healer trainer in my case, although the rest of the trainers are all right here, and picked up our level 8 abilities. So we are actually closing in on the home stretch of Isle of Dawn adventuring content here. So we're going to concentrate until we catch up on crafting and diplomacy. So I've got Kamashi Sunrain here as my quest giver. I'm going to turn that quest in. And we've got some different items here. Let's check out what we have. These in both cases appear to be the same. No. Okay, so we have +1 reasoning or +3 crafting tool use, +1 ingenuity, +3 craft. So we'll go with that item. And this one is reason. The one we have is reasoning. We have here is crafting tool use, and it's kind of debatable whether the item we have is better. I'm gonna assume that the itemization knows what it's talking about. This might not be a good assumption. I like problem solving anyway, and we'll go with this one.
I may have a task.
Pick up the next quest. Let's equip these. And probably it's a good idea to unload some of these items anyway. This item is... oh, jeez. In the name of maybe needing outsider presence, actually, we're going to keep this for now. But this one here is +11 crafter presence, same as what I'm wearing, so we'll get rid of that. And these extra pieces of crafting gear we'll just get rid of. And this club that I have absolutely no use for at all. Eventually, probably in the course of playing on the Isle of Dawn, we're going to get a diplomacy bag that we can put stuff like this into. So we're not terribly concerned about eating inventory space. And even so, we've never come particularly close to running out of inventory space, with a minor amount of paying attention to it here on the Isle. So we're not worried about that. So let's take a look at this Sun Village armor quest. We want to craft armor parts and return to the Sun Village and locate the person near the village workshop. So, and looks like we got some fairly decent but not as good as what we're using. This leather apron's definitely better than what we got. So let's head on back down to Sun Village, which, as you may recall, is the second of Vanguard's quest hubs on the Isle of Dawn. I'm feeling a little bit sniffly today, so if I'm extra nasal, I apologize. I'll put a link in the notes below to this, but Massively has a player reaction to Vanguard free-to-play up today, and reaction, as far as I have seen, has been pretty positive. Certainly there's a lot more people. I am playing, as I've mentioned before, not exactly at peak hours, and I'm seeing a lot more people, and the lag's pretty noticeable. That is the one single thoroughly justifiable complaint. Not to say that no other complaints are justifiable, but it's the one big complaint that people are having, and my understanding is that it's being worked on. It's the kind of thing that's very difficult to fix unless... we have got a... Let's check out the post board here. There may or may not be anything available. And we're lagging. How about that? It's the one kind of thing that it is really difficult to fix unless if it's caused by large numbers of players. It's kind of hard to fix before you have those large number of players in game causing the lag. So I think it is a forgivable issue at the moment, but I do think it's something that needs to get fixed. And we got some more crafting quests here.
I am listening.
My goal for this Let's Play series is not necessarily to play through every quest, but at least to show you where all the quests are is pretty helpful. But by all means, poke around here because there's a lot of quests here on the Isle. So we've got a couple of additional ones. Help Haddon create new tools, and let's pull up our recipes here and see what we. Looks like we've got some finishing recipes. Alright. So let's head into the crafting workshop here. And we've got another quest here too.
Busy?
So no shortage particularly. We're picking up at crafting level 4 here. No particular shortage of crafting quests. Turn this guy in, and he's going to give us some dusts. So let's take a look here.
Yeah! Yeah!
So I think what we're going to do is we'll pick this. Let's pull up our stats here. These are adventuring stats. Vitality controls healing, controls in-combat health regeneration, and some energy regeneration as well, and gives you a bonus to unmounted movement speed. Constitution affects hit points and resistances. Wisdom at least gives me spell critical bonus, energy. Okay, so I guess we'll take wisdom here. I don't think that's a bad idea. We could justify taking Constitution on this character. Alright, so let's see.
I saved the best for you.
And we've got some things we can buy now. Talon City Craft. I don't really want to buy these, to be honest.
See Miss guide you.
Let's hit our buff here too while we're at it.
Woohoo! Yeah!
And we will... Well, let's see where to start. We want the finishing table, which is that sculpting table right in front of me. So we'll start with this. We need improved layered armor. And if we pull up our ability panel here, we can see that this requires these improved armor parts. Let's go talk to that NPC outside real quick before we embark on crafting this stuff.
May I help?
Okay, and there's that armor lining. Very good. Okay, so what we have to do is make 3 of the armor pieces, and then we need to go upstairs to the assembly table and finish them. And let's open up our crafting bag here. Make sure we have everything we need. Looks like we're running low on solvent again, so let's restock that. Looks like continuously buying this solvent is not killing us on money. Solvent. Open up all of our tool belts as well. Okay. So we're first going to go with improved armor parts, and we're going to need 3 of these, I think. Let's verify that, but... yes. Okay. Required grade B. We need solvent, we need the engraver, we need the saw, so we need this tool belt. Actually... let's move things around. You will have to do this from time to time. And let's begin. We're going to pick a solvent, and bandages, which we actually needed in the last round of combines, and we didn't have them. I didn't have them on the table, so I couldn't use them. So I had to ignore some complications that came up. So let's begin. As usual, we will select the refined ingredients. Okay, we'll do this guy first, because there's no opportunity to improve quality here, so I'll throw a couple of actions at this one. Okay, so that's not quite at 50%. Alright, now we want to start increasing quality. And again, we want to get into the bees. Now we have a complication. This one requires problem solving and the sculpting tool skill and a chisel, which means we need to change tool belts. So this is our 3rd tool belt. I have them, of course, laid out in order 1, 2, 3, and then it's 1, 2, 3 here. So we switch to that tool belt, and we can resolve this complication. We'll go back here. And this particular crafting action actually doesn't require a tool. I'm going to have to switch back to this tool belt. And it does cost, I think, 25 or 50 action points to switch tool belts. Okay. Now we're well into B here, so now we've got another complication. This one doesn't require requires cleaner, which is not a crafting utility that I have. So we're going to have to ignore that. That's unfortunate, but on this type of combine where you only have 3 slots on the table, there's really not a whole lot you can do about it. And I think we have sufficient quality that if that was actually dragging down, damn, 98%. Okay, so now we've finished that stage. We're still well into B's, so we can just go. We need an engraver for this, so let's switch tool belts. Now you notice it popped out of my tool belt and went to equipped items as I need it. So not a ton of extra action points at the end, but we had enough. So let's do another one. Now this is the same combine, so I'm going to throw, in addition to the second solvent, you know, I think I'm just going to put one solvent in and see what happens. As long as I have a stack of 25, I should be okay. We will throw in a cleaner and a bandage. So we see that we have solvent, cleaner, bandage, and 25 ought to be sufficient for one combine. We can swap it back out next time around. Okay. I didn't check this, but it's an awful good idea to make sure you got the right tool belt equipped, because you don't want to start the combine and then have to burn action points because you didn't have the right tool belt at the beginning. Not that I would know. Ha ha. So again, we're pushing for B here. As we progress in crafting level, of course, we'll get different options available to us down here. Sometimes more and better options, but it's not that you get more powerful crafting actions so much as that you get more flexibility. You get the ability to add both to progress and quality, for example. Okay, for this we need rigging tools, and rigging tools are here. So again, we're going to have to switch tool belts. Oh, poop. Our quality went down a lot. So we have no real choice. We need this saw. Oof, we're barely at B here. So we're taking a chance on this one. But we made it. And of course the quality did go down thanks to the complication. So we'll start this one. Again, we'll throw in 25 solvent. We'll throw in a cleaner and a bandage. And begin. At no point does this become a I can just walk away now crafting system, as it is in, say, World of Warcraft or Lotro or any number of other games, honestly. Now we actually finished that half of the stage this time. That's okay, but if we'd come up just short, then I would switch over here, just in case the progress goes down over here. It means that I won't have burned those action points, and we'll have a little bit of extra flexibility. Hopefully this will be enough. I have a complication. This complication does not require any special tools, which is good. And we're in B right now, but I don't like being at 51%, so I threw one more at it. And it's certainly looking like, unless I have a fairly catastrophic complication on this combine, I'll complete the stage. And actually that did go down, but I am still in B, so I'll be okay. We need rigging tools again. Okay, we're at 757. Switching took us to 752. So 5 action points, actually. It's less than I thought it was. I have not noticed that we've had to do the weird dance. This requires engraver or saw, so we got to switch tool belts again. And we're at 53%, which again is lower than I want to be. but I ought to be okay, barring a really bad complication here. And I'm not using my own materials for this combine either, so I can restart this combine, and it's no problem. Okay, so I've got all three, and of course I have the three armor linings there. So let's head upstairs to the assembly workbench. And we can assemble this one. We can hit assemble all. Okay, so we have that quest complete. And I believe the Sun Village armor guy that I need to talk to is just outside, if I'm not mistaken. That's probably this dude over. Who do I have to talk to? Headed in Star Blossom near the village workshop. And return. Crap, I actually got to go back down to Ten Trees Village. The guy that I needed to talk to was the guy that I needed the armor lining from. Okay. I am okay with that. Kind of thing happening where I'm running back and forth because I really just like traveling in Vanguard, and it's not like it's going to take me an hour to do this, so there's that too. And with any luck, we might actually hit level 5 Artificer here.
Save the best for you.
If for some reason I haven't mentioned it yet, yes, the voice acting in Vanguard is really special, if you know what I mean. I actually find it, I've mentioned this in previous videos before too, I actually find it it doesn't really matter which one of these I take, because none of them are as good as what I'm using, but the apron's nice.
Do you need work?
I actually find the voice acting rather charming. It's obviously completely amateurish, and obviously they didn't hire professional voice actors for it, but it doesn't bother me at all. And I think it's sometimes cute and sometimes funny. Okay, so let's take a quick look at that quest. Craftsman's Assault. Create 3 traps and set them on the path to the entrance of the Earthden Cave as instructed. Okay. That is a very interesting quest. So what we have here, and I think we're at the point where I am not going to force you to endure watching me actually do all these combines. In the interest of actually getting this Let's Play video progressed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all these all the crafting here for all 3 of these items, and for all 3 of these quests, I should say, and then I will quick cut and be right back. Alright, I'm back, having crafted a total of 10 different pieces for 3 different quests. Here we have our Hobgoblin Traps, here we have our Supply Cache, and here we have Haddon's Tools. The first one we are going to complete is going to be the one with the traps, and that is on the road to Earthden that I will place those. So let's go head out and do that. If you may recall, Earthden is just over the bridge and to the right. We do have a map pointer to that, although I don't actually need it. Craftsman's Assault. We can shortcut here a little bit. Since, I'm guessing that, actually it might let me do it here. Okay, no, not quite. Oh, here we go. We actually got a pop-up. So do one there. Ah, we actually only needed to do it once, and not 3 times. Okay, I actually ended up making an extra Hobgoblin Trap. Oops. At least I'm not using my own materials. Who do we have to return to for that? So we need to return to Kamashi, so let's do that first. Then head back up to Sun Village and turn the other 2 quests in. I also equipped my new apron, which is nice, and I actually gained a crafter level, so I'm a level 5 artificer at the moment. I think artificer, I can become a blacksmith or a tailor, maybe, at level 11. This guy, I think, can wear light armor only, so I guess I'll go with the tailor. I actually already have a tailor who's level 11. So, who knows? I don't have a blacksmith, but I've got a character who's kind of penciled in to be a blacksmith. Turn this guy in. Alright, we have some interesting things here. We have a needle, a hammer, and an engraver. Since, which one of these will be most valuable to us? The engraver is the one we've been using. The hammer is one we will use if we're a blacksmith, and the needle is one we will use if we're a tailor. So I would suppose my my other character, who's going to be the blacksmith, is also on the Isle of Dawn. He has completed all the adventuring content, but not the crafting or diplomacy stuff. So I guess we'll take the engraver.
I may have a task for you.
And we get another one. Explore the burned village.
You're doing well.
By the way, in case I haven't mentioned this, and I may not have, this is more or less my first time through a lot of this content. I've done all the adventuring stuff on the Isle before, but I've never actually completed the crafting or diplomacy stuff. Alright, so before we head off to... We've swapped out the new engraver for the old one. Or the old engraver for the new one, I guess. So let's head back up to Sun Village, turn these other quests in. Both diplomacy and crafting in Vanguard are very kind of full-featured complements to adventuring. You can, as I think you've already seen, you can certainly advance as a crafter or a diplomat without particularly bothering with adventuring. Although, certainly to do some of the really high-end stuff, looks like we got some guys dueling here, which is crafting and diplomacy that's tied into the high-end rating, you're probably going to need to be a high adventurer level as well. But certainly it's possible to do a great deal in this game, this very slow progression game, without bothering to do all 3 spheres if you don't feel like it. And each of them has their own quests and their own gear and their own progressions. So I don't even know what what gear you end up with here as part of this quest chain. I do know about the Dawn Trinket, which I've got 2 out of 4 parts right now. But
I may have a task for you.
everybody knows about that. Okay, so we have that thing for tier quests. This guy doesn't have anything for me. We need to talk to this guy here.
Fair day, traveler.
Actually, for both of these. Another new apron? Damn. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure which one to wear based on that. However, I do know that both of these are significant upgrades to what I'm wearing. So we'll take that, and we'll be prepared to sell that. And this is a massive upgrade on what I'm wearing. My main character is I think a level 6 crafter, but he hasn't done really a lot of crafting quests other than like the very initial batch that you do. So this guy is already better equipped than my main. Go pick this guy as a random guy I can offload junk to. This item I will never have another use for, so I'm just going to get rid of it. This quarterstaff is not an awesome quarterstaff. So I think I can sell this leather apron fairly safely. I'll keep this one at least for now. Maybe I'll get something better. Can I repair with this guy? I can. The only reason I'm bothering with this, the adventuring gear I will end up replacing quickly enough since I'm under level 10, but the crafting stuff I have no idea, to be honest. I may end up keeping a lot of this crafting gear for a long time, so I'm going to hang on to it. And I could have got rid of that too. Let's take care of that before we start checking into other things. And as you can see, the blue, by the way, in my XP bar is rest experience.
I saved the best for you.
Let's get rid of that engraver. I will have no conceivable use for it. Let's head back up to Sun Village Workshop here. And that will probably... I am hung up on some object in the courtyard. Those of you looking for a perfect, flawless, bug-free experience are as much as Vanguard has improved since it launched. And if you weren't playing at launch, trust me, you have no fucking idea. As much as Vanguard has improved, though, it's still not bug-free. But I can stroll into World of Warcraft today and not have a bug-free experience. I mean, last I played it, you still got mobs stuck in objects and things like that. So I wanted to check up here to make sure that this person didn't have an extra quest to give me. I probably should have read that tier quests thing, because I don't really... Tier quests are basically the quests that give you the recipes to make the really good gear in any individual tier, and it's by continent. So you'll have Kalian quests, tier quests, and Kojani tier quests, and Thestran tier quests. And the stuff available here on the Isle of Dawn is pretty much Kojani stuff. Okay, so just taking one last quick check at these before we take a look at the next quest. Alright, so let's take a look at the next quest. Salvaging memories. Salvage the needed materials from the burned out village. There will be heavy hobgoblin presence in the area, making the task very dangerous. Sun Village warriors will be there to assist. If this is where I think it is, then this will definitely tie into adventuring as well. Do we have the burned village? What do we have for adventuring quest? Okay. I believe that this abandoned village here that this quest is sending me to is the same quest that I will be hitting for adventuring quests very soon. So what we are going to do is I'm going to call this video here in the square in Sun Village, and next episode we are going to pick back up with Isle of Dawn Diplomacy. And we'll see where that gets us. And we'll try and get through that in a minimal number of episodes. I've burned about an hour and a half. Let's do a slash played. I have played this character for 4 hours and 51 minutes, and he is currently has done no diplomacy, has done minimal harvesting, and has done... he's a level 8 adventurer as a blood mage and a level 5 artificer. So, that should give you some kind of feeling for the pace of progression in the early levels in Vanguard. And this does slow down when you hit, even as you start to approach 10, 8 on up. So we've got a lot to do with this character, even on the Isle of Dawn. My guess is he will probably be pushing 10 hours. I don't know. I've never done the Isle of Dawn diplomacy quests at all, and I've never done all of the crafting chains. So we'll see how long it takes. That's something that I will check on as we continue our Let's Play experience. So I will see you next time with the beginning of Isle of Dawn diplomacy. I hope you've enjoyed watching this episode. In the notes below, you can find my website at ardwulfslair.wordpress.com and links to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. So do those things. Subscribe to the channel. We have more videos coming, not just more Vanguard videos, but more videos on other games as well. So I hope you've enjoyed watching, and thank you. I'll see you next time.